This is the latest and updated version of the scheme of work. Basically, the structure are all the same, except for the assessment 2, according to them. Uh, I will try to find out about this assessment as quickly as possible, and I will let you know within this week. Yeah. Assignment number 2, supposedly, this is the submission, which is on week 6. That will cover topic 2 and topic 3 only. We are now in week number 3. Next week, we are going to have a quiz covering only chapter 1, topic number 1, and topic number 2. So it should be easy, extremely easy. I have no clue because the questions have not been forwarded up to me. But nevertheless, since we only try to cover 2 chapters, it should be okay. Yeah. Last week, we've covered about the sequence structure, about the data types, about variable declaration, assignment, and today we are going to continue on this part alone. Yeah, mathematical operators, operands, and expression, operator precedence, the difference between syntax and logic error, good programming practices, proper indentation, proper identifiers, comments, user friendliness, and sort of stuff. So basically, this is fine. The only change that I can see and the one that I've been informed is here. Assignment 25%, so that carries a lot of marks here. 25%, covering only topic number 2 and topic number 3. Generally, from what I gather, it's going to be an individual assignment that everyone will have to work on and submit on week number 6, so that we can try to sort something out, finish the marking, and by week number 7, apparently you will have a break in between 6 and 7, and by the time you get back, you will get your marks, and from there we can gauge how well you are coping with this particular subject. Right. Any question? And the reason why for this is that not only they bring this slightly earlier, and the reason why for this not only to test you, but also to give you ample space and time in order for you to conduct this part. Assessment number 4, group project, which will carry 25%, sorry, 35%. That will basically and eventually cover the whole topic, and this is going to be your group project. So again, I can't be certain on the number of members in each group, but generally you will have to work on in a group to come up with something slightly bigger than the project that you've been working on. And of course, I reckon they will give the rubrics, marking rubrics, so that you can have a look into how you can get more marks. Okay. Any question? No?
No, sir.
No question. No question. That's good. No question. We'll
Sir,
have a
I
yeah.
have a question.
Yes.
So the quiz is next week, right? Covering
Yep.
topic 1 and 2 only.
Yep.
All right.
Don't worry, because the quiz will not take the whole period. So generally, a quiz, as the name suggests, yeah, will only take about maximum is half an hour. Should be short. Now, this is done. I've put up the SOW in the classroom. Let me try to put in another group as well. Classwork. So what do we do today? As I mentioned earlier, we are going to continue the lesson on chapter 2, part 2. Where is chapter 2, part 2? Here is chapter 2, part 2. This still on the sequence structure. As I was saying, this should be extremely easy. All right, let's try to, what do I do? All right, yes, publish to the web. Now, what do we learn? So we've covered to understand the basic program components, understand the standard data type. We have integer, float, double, char in square bracket, which is a string of characters, and string define and use the identifier, variable, constant, and statement. So how many ways can we declare a constant? How many ways can we declare a constant? We have two ways. One is we use const, C-O-N-S-T, or you can also define your constant as well, isn't it? Still remember? Class?
Faham.
Are you still in the classroom?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Now only that I can see everyone is here. Right. Use the input and output statement, formatted output, and basically we did that. Use the predefined function of cin.getLine. What's the purpose of getLine? Anyone? What's the purpose of getLine? Anyone?
Execute a character.
I can't hear you. You have to speak up. Come on. What's the purpose of getLine?
To get the whole sentence.
To get the whole line.
A line.
Yes. Not the whole sentence, because the thing is, it may not be a sentence. For example, if you have names separated by space, so it will get the whole line, not the whole sentence. Okay? So today we are going to focus merely on mathematical operators, increment and decrement operators, and good programming practices. It's just about that. Simple. Now, arithmetic operators. We have 7 arithmetical operations supported by C++. We have plus sign, minus, multiplication, division, modulus, decrement, and increment. What are they? So, of course, you are familiar with mostly all of it. Yeah? But in mathematics, similar to mathematics, we have the precedence. Of course, we'll start with the highest one, which is the plus sign. Yeah, the increment, decrement. Of course, when they are close together, we start to evaluate from left to right. Number 2, I don't know about number 2. Why is that minus? But number 3, of course, we have the multiplication, division, and modulus. And the lowest ranking has got to be the addition and subtraction. It's fair, isn't it? Just be sure to understand and remember multiplication is using the asterisk sign. Do not ever use the X. Yeah, do not ever use the X even if you are writing up on paper. Never use the X. Always use the asterisk sign. Now, for mathematical arithmetic operation, there are precedence rules. Specify which operator is evaluated first, then two operators with the different precedence are adjacent in an expression. Evaluate operator with the highest priority. Then only we go from highest to the lowest priority. Associativity rules is to specify which operator is evaluated first when two operators with the same precedence are adjacent in an expression. Take for example, we have, what do we have? Right, 2 plus 3 minus 1. Which one to do first?
2 plus 3
We go from left to right, isn't it?
minus.
So we'll start from this part, then only we do the subtraction. Common. Although they are going to be the same answers, but generally for computers, you have to evaluate from left to right. Yeah, computers, as I was saying in the very first week, computers could not think. We can think, no problem, but the computers cannot think. We have to assign it. And this is how computers will evaluate the statement. It will go from left to right. Right. Parentheses may be used to alter the order of evaluation. They are they force the operation or set of operations to have a higher precedence level. What does it mean? It means that, for example, what is the answer to 4 plus 4 multiplied by 4?
Twenty.
There you go. The answer is 20. Why?
Multiply first.
Because apparently you calculate the higher precedence first, which is this part. Then only you perform this part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Similarly, for computers, that's how it is done. But if you want to raise the precedence of the plus sign, you can do 4 plus 4 in bracket multiplied by 4. And then what will be the answer?
32. 32.
32. There you go. So if you put the parentheses, as much as it has lower precedence, but parentheses will elevate the precedence of the operation. And eventually this will get executed first before multiplication can be carried out. Hence, it will yield different answers. Yeah, it will yield different answers. So I'm sure this is just a reminder. Yeah, you have covered about this in high school. Basically, we're trying to make you remember something that you did not forget. Where are we? Arithmetic expression. Formally, arithmetic expression is constructed by using arithmetic operators and numbers. The numbers appearing in the expression are called the operands. So, hold on. There you go. Change the color to something that is viewable. Blue. Now, what is that? And what is that?
Negative.
Negative.
Negative number.
Of course, it's a negative value, but this is called the operator. And this is called the operand. So operators that only have one operand is called the unary operators. If you have two operands, such as this, yeah, two operands, this is called the binary operators. Question? No, because this is simple. So we have the subtraction operator, we have the addition operator, multiplication operator, division operator, modulus division operator, decrement by one operator, increment by one operator. Suppose that A is 7 and B is 2. A is 7, B is 2. And we have subtraction. Of course, the result is 5. 7 minus 2 equal 5. 7 plus 2 equal 9. 7 multiplied by 2 equal 14. 7 divides by 2 equals 3. And the remainder is discarded. 7 modulo 2 equals 1. Only produces the remainder. Only get the remainder. Yeah, notice the difference. This is considering that both A and B are what type of data is that? A and B? What is the data type? What is the data type?
Integer.
Integer. Okay? They are both integers. And that's why you get only 3. 7 divided by 2 equal 3. Remainder will be discarded altogether. For modulus division, 7 divided by 2 is 1. Because 1 is the remainder, isn't it? 7 divided by 2. 3, 6, remainder is 1. And this particular one is here. Why do you need this? Why do you need this? Sometimes it's easy. Yeah, sometimes you may want to determine. Take for example, you have x equal 593. Is this an odd or even number?
Odd.
How do you know?
3.
How do you do that in programming? You want to display the x either is an odd number or an even number. You know this is an odd number, isn't it? Yeah? This is an odd number.
Yeah.
But how do you do that in programming? You would specify if x equal, notice this is the comparison. This is the comparison, the equal sign. If x equal 1, see out, odd. Else, see out, even. So x is 593. If x, hold on a second. What am I doing? Let me try to get, hold on. Let me try to get an eraser. There you go. Click pen to erase. Got it. How do you flip pen to erase? How do you flip pen to erase? Oh, there you go. Hold on. Yeah, excuse me. This is my first time of using this. Of course, I'm still learning how to use this pen. Yeah, you are the first semester of students to get to experience me writing on the blackboard or the whiteboard. If x mod 2 equal 1. There you go. Now this is correct. If x mod 2 equal 1, meaning to say it's an odd number. Else, if it's not 1, then it must be an even number. Correct? Or not quite correct? Or you just don't understand it just yet?
I just don't understand it.
Don't understand.
All right. Take for example, this is 593. Okay, 593. You mod 2, meaning to say you divide by 2. What's the answer? That's 296. Correct? 296, that will yield 592. Correct? And you get a remainder of 1. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. The remainder is the answer here. If x mod 2, x mod 2 is 1. There you go. I forgot again. Another one. Equal. If x mod 2 equal 1. X mod 2 is 1. Equal 1. Then the statement become true. Isn't it? 1 equal 1. Is it true?
True.
Yes or no? Come on.
Yes.
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 So the statement becomes true. If it becomes true, it will execute this particular line. If it is false, yeah, suppose that the number is something else. The number is x now is 2. 2 divided by 2 equal 1 times 2. What's the remainder? 0. So now 0 equal 1. Is 0 equal to 1?
No.
No, meaning to say the statement is false, isn't it? Now the statement becomes false. If it is false, it will not execute this. It will go to else. What happened after that? If it's false, else, it will execute that. So depending on x, the value of x. If x is an even number, you perform the modulus operation and you get to see whether the number is an odd number or even number. Can we yield any other values if you divide by 2? Instead of zeros and 1, besides zeros and 1. Any value, any integer, if we divide by 2, can we get any other number besides zeros and 1s? X mod 2. Can we get any other number besides these two numbers?
No.
Can we? Class,
Cannot.
can we get I can't hear you.
No.
No. We can only get the values either 0s or 1, isn't it? Either 0 or 1. Cannot be anything else because we're talking about integer. Integer is a whole number. So a whole number, when we divide by 2, is either you will get a remainder of 0 or remainder of 1 because we divide by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5, remainder 0. 11 divided by 2, 5, remainder 1. So when you perform modulo, you can either get zeros or ones as the answer. Hence, we can determine the value whether it is an odd or even number. Easy?
Sir.
Or is there anyone who still do not understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, what?
I don't understand.
You don't understand? All right, let's try this way. A modulo operation, a modulo operation only take the remainder. What is the remainder? Baki. A modulo operation always only take the remainder, the baki. If you have any integer and you perform, take for example, you have what is 21 modulo 3. What is 21 modulo 3?
7.
0.
0.
The answer is 0. 21 divided by 3 is 7. They get 21 and the remainder, the baki is 0. So 21 divided by 3, 21 modulo 3 equal 0. And what if, clear canvas, what is 41 modulo 8?
1.
What?
1.
1 is the correct answer. What is 41 modulo 7?
0. 6.
1.
41 modulo 7. What is the answer?
6. 6.
I did say 6. Was it Akmal?
1 juga.
1. Why 1?
7 multiply by
41 bahagi 7. Berapa jawapannya?
dapat 42.
Ha? Berapa atas ni? Berapa atas ni?
5.
5. 5 kali 7 sama dengan
35.
35. 41 tolak 35 sama dengan 6. So 41 modulo 7 equals 6. Okay.
Dapat sikit saya.
Right, does anyone need further explanation for this? Or is everyone okay now?
Okay.
Yes. Ifan Hafiz.
Sir, saya tak faham yang maksud apa? Yang equal tu ada 2 kali.
Ha. Example. Integer a equal 3. What do we do here? What do we do here? We perform assignment. Yeah, we perform assignment. We cannot perform something like this. We cannot do integer a equal 3. No, this is wrong. Yeah, let's strike this through. See, let's strike this through. This is wrong. So we can perform, for example, this is on comparison. If a equal 3, kalau a sama dengan 3, this is called comparison. A single equal sign is assignment. Double equal sign is comparison. We assign, in this case, we assign the value of 3 into a. We assign the value of 3 into a. A now contains what value? 3. In this case, we do not assign 3 into a, but we compare. If a is 3, we compare that with number 3. If 3 equal, this is if 3, a is 3, isn't it? If 3 equal 3, meaning to say they are the same, so the statement becomes true. If suppose that a is 4, 4 equals 3, now the statement becomes false, isn't it? If a is 4, 4 equals 3, not true. 4 is 4, 3 is 3, they are not the same, so the statement becomes false. Okay. Single equal sign is for assignment. Double equal sign is for comparison. So comparison, actually kita tak masuk lagi, yeah. We're not into comparison just yet. What are the comparison operators that we can have? Equal sign. Equal is equal is that. less than is that. Less than or equal. Less than, equal. Greater than. That is greater than. Or equal. Okay, hold on. No, it's the other way around. Greater than or equal. There you go. These are the comparison operators. Change that. You want to compare whether they are equal, they are less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. For example, when you're dealing with marks, yeah, when you're dealing with marks, of course, we are going to perform plenty of comparison. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now, continue. Not equal is, yes, there you go. Yes. We'll cover into comparison in subsequent chapter. Only that I'm giving you, yes, not equal to is also a comparison operator. Yeah. So in math, of course, you may have come across something like this, isn't it? For not equal to. No. See, this is a problem when you are using this on a browser. It doesn't fit as nice. Equal to. See what I mean? Equal to. There you go. So this is in math, but in C++, not equal. Yeah, exclamation mark for not and equal. That is not equal to. So that was on a modulus division. We also have here we have increment by 1. A minus minus. A is 7. 7 minus minus. A minus minus will become, A becomes 6. This is sort of like another way of saying A equal A minus 1. The shortcut of doing A equal A minus 1. And this is the shortcut for A equal A plus 1. Okay, any question?
I don't understand, sir.
You see, for example, later when you are working in loops, you want to loop 3 times. So when you have a loop, you want to keep track of a counter, isn't it? You want to loop a statement 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So you want to keep track of a counter. When you want to keep track of a counter, generally you will follow the shortcut. This shortcut instead of normal assignment like this. You can still do normal assignment. Yeah, A equal A minus 1. So generally, this is meant for counter. You want to calculate how many times the loop is going through. So you need a counter to count that for you. And you perform using the increment or decrement accordingly. depending on the situation. So what is A? A is 7. Yeah? A is 7. A minus minus is 7 minus minus, isn't it? A is 7. So when you have A minus minus, this is equivalent. Equivalent to A equal A minus 1. When A is 7, A minus minus, what is the value of A? A minus minus, they are the same. 7 equals 7. No, hold on. This, we perform this first. 7 minus 1 equals 6, isn't it? 6 is passed to A. Notice? We perform on the right hand side because we have the assignment. So we perform, there you go. All right. If it is an assignment such as this, yeah, we perform the one on the right hand side first. And we put the value into the left hand side. So let's open another one. Yeah, let's open here. So we have A is 7, correct? A minus minus. C out A. What does it see out? What is the output?
Display.
A.
The output is 6, isn't it? Why 6? Why 6? Because A is 7. A minus minus, as I was saying, equivalent to A equal A minus 1. It's the same thing. A minus minus and A equal A minus 1. They are the same thing. When you have A equal A minus 1, notice this is the assignment. Assignment. And this is the operation. So we perform the operation first. We perform the operation first. Next only we perform the assignment. A is 7 minus 1 equals 6. 6 will be placed into A again. Notice we are using the variable A. 7 minus 1 equals 6. 6 is placed into A. So when we see out A, it will print 6. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yang lain?
Yes.
Similarly, for A equals 7, A plus plus, C out A. What will it print?
8.
8.
There you go. It will print 8. Yeah. Any plus plus sign will add or minus 1 to the value. Easy? Yeah, easy?
Clear, sir.
Now, important note. For the modulus operator, all the operands must be integer. So they must be integer. Be careful of the operands data types when using division operator. For example, 7 divided by 4, that's what you get. You perform division now. 7 divided by 4 equal 1. 7.0 divided by 4, then only you get 1.75. Okay? Why? Because here we have the floating number. Only it will yield the floating number. Otherwise, 7 divided by 4 is 1. 4, we have remainder of 3, and this will be discarded. Because we are dealing with integer. This is also integer. So integer division will only get this part. This is the one. If we specify 7.0, meaning to say this is no longer a proper integer, but instead it's a floating number. Now, if we divide by 4, then only it will yield 1.75. Minus 1 divided by 4 will yield 0. Minus 1 divided by 4.0 will yield 0.25. Accordingly, yeah? Question? Easy stuff, isn't it? Yeah? Now, when we work on programming, we'll come across errors. And when we're talking about errors, there are 3 types of major errors. Yeah, 3 types of major errors. The first one is, of course, the runtime error. The second one is the syntax error. And the third one is the logic error. Notice what are the differences between the 3. The runtime error occurs during the execution of the program and are detected by the compiler. A syntax error is the most common. This is the most common. Why most common? When we code, we'll try to compile. There's an error, then it will display the error. This is the one. Syntax error is error in structure. The error can be detected by the compiler during compilation. When we compile, it will spew the errors, and these are called the syntax error. Meaning to say, we do not speak the same language as the computer expects it. Okay? Now we have to fix the code to ensure that we are speaking the same language as the computer. And finally, we also have the logic error. That refers to the unexpected or unintentional errors resulted from some flaw in the program's logic. The logic error is very difficult to detect since compiler cannot detect this error. And the only way to detect it is by testing the program thoroughly and comparing its output against manually calculated results. We'll have a look at the example of such an error in a bit. Example. Notice runtime error here. Why? We specify A equals 0, B equals 7, and a space, a variable called result. Result equal B minus A. That's 7 minus, B divides by A. So 7 divide 0. Can you divide by 0? Can you
No.
divide any number by 0?
No.
No.
No, you cannot.
No.
Yeah, you cannot divide by 0. When you cannot divide by 0, you will get a runtime error. Okay, it can compile, but it will get you problem. It will yield runtime error. So here's another example. Include IOStream integer main cout. There are 5 syntax errors here. Correct them. Number 1, as you can see, we have invalid use of backslash. So it's not that. Instead, it's, no, hold on. It is not, it is the that. What is this? Backslash n, not forward slash n. What is this? We'll have a look at it in a bit. Yeah, this is called the escape character, and this means going for a new line. That's the first one. There are 5 syntax errors here. Notice the line did not finish with semicolon. Always, any statement must be terminated with semicolon. COT. COT is not a keyword. You have to use cout. Yeah, when you code, sometimes you may miss out certain characters, and that will also yield problem or errors. Invalid use of insertion symbol. That part. When you see out, arrow is going the other direction. And missing a closing quote. Notice you open double quote, but you did not close that. Not you, but, well, the slide did not close that. So you have to put double quote to close the text. Easy? Yeah?
Oh, sorry.
Ah, this is easy. Now, more example. Integer radius equal 4.562. Num equal -4, count equal 0. Float total equal 10, and average. Average equal total, which is 10. Divide by count. Count is 0. So, error. Excuse me. That is also an error because we know it's an integer, the radius. When it is an integer, you cannot put the floating numbers. Missing numerical output on line 4. Line 4, the average is, but there is no variable. Variable should be average, isn't it? Average is average. And finally, taking the square root of a negative number in line number 5. Square root num. Yeah? Square root must be only on positive number. You cannot have square root of -4. You can only have square root of 4. Isn't it? Yeah? Easy peasy. Any question?
No.
Now, good programming practices. A good program must be able to produce correct output. For that, a different set of input data is used to ensure the reliability of the output. A good program must be designed to be efficient and reliable in the sense that it produces no errors during execution process. Also, the program must achieve its purpose so that the final results can be trusted. Thus, it is important that the program is outlined first using pseudocode and flowchart. And notice, yet again, pseudocode and flowchart are two of the most important tools, especially for beginners. Even for the season 1, pseudocode and flowchart can really help the subsequent programmers to continue working on the project. The interaction process between the user and the program must be well defined. The interactivity is important so that the user knows the processing status. Programs that are user-friendly allows the users to respond to instructions correctly. And this will help the users to key in input, thus minimizing the errors resulted from invalid data. For example, in this case here, example of a bad program's output screen. Example of a good program's output screen. When you run the program and it only has a cursor, a blinking cursor, expecting the user to enter something, it is fine. Yes, it is fine. But then again, for a good program, it is best to specify what is expected out of the user. Please enter two integers. Notice this program adds two integers. So please enter two integers. When the user enter two integers, and the program will output correctly. Otherwise, if it is just blinking without any hint to the user, how will they know? Of course, we programmers, our code of program, then we know what to enter. But for users, it's best to hint them with your expectation. Move along. Readability is concerned with how other persons view one's program. For programmers, the use of indentation and comments are common to improve the program's readability. So, especially important is the indentation. Why is it important? Because it makes it easier for people to read your code. Yeah? It makes it easier for your lecturer to view your code, to read your code, to understand your code, and to award you marks. Right. So this is an example before indentation and after indentation. Notice we have if, as much as we have not covered about if statement, but can you make out what it does? The if statement here. Can you make out what it does? What is if in Malay?
Kalau.
Jika.
Jika.
Jika is probably best suited for lyrics, but under normal circumstances would say kalau, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
If it's in the lyric, then it's fine. We would say jika. But if you are talking to your friend, more than likely you will use kalau. Kalau score is greater than 90, highest equal highest plus 1. See out highest scores. Kalau sebaliknya, else is sebaliknya, kalau score is less than 40, excuse me, else is sebaliknya kan. Kalau score is less than 40, then lowest equal lowest plus 1, see out lowest score. Itu saja. Yeah, that's it. But here on the right hand side, what happens if you put the indentation? In this case, if you notice, it's really somewhat hard for you to look at the code. Here in this case, you understand that this part of code, yeah, this part of code correlate with this particular comparison, isn't it? Well, this part of code correlate with this particular comparison. Here, if you look, notice, as much as it refers to the same thing, of course, this is an easy example. You understand that the whole thing is here, but it combines the beginning, it combines the ending in somewhat, I don't know, sort of like a cheapskate sort of style. So generally, you will write somewhat similar to the right hand side. Although, personally, this is my style of doing it anyway. This is my style of doing it. If score is greater than 90, I begin that here, right? Equal plus 1. See out. Highest score. Else if less than 40, open yet another one, highest, lowest. Plus 1, see out. Score. This is how I would write it. Yeah, there are two types of people. One is to have the opening bracket after the statement, and one would have the opening bracket underneath the statement, the comparison. Yeah, I choose this one. So again, entirely up to you. Whichever that you feel comfortable with. Yeah, I'm simply giving you the option. But regardless, however you want to do it, always indentation is important. Okay? Okay?
Okay, sir.
Right, comments. Some explanatory notes or comments, sometimes referred to as the internal documentation, should be placed in the program coding to improve its readability. In other words, comments are there for the convenience of anyone reading the program. Comments can be placed anywhere within the program and they will not be executed by the compiler, and commenting out a section of a code is very useful in debugging process. For example, in this case, we have plenty of single line comments. Yeah, we have single line comments preceded with a double forward slash. This is also yet another single line comment, but generally best to combine those two. This is a block comment that can extend up to multiple lines. This is a line comment. A line comment can only accommodate for a single line, but a block comment can accommodate for multiple lines. And this is a normal structure that we have been exposed to when I was doing C++ the last time. So this is the structure that we have to follow, because the thing is, when we submit, most of the lecturers would prefer to have this on the printed hard copy instead of us writing out our name. Because by having this, meaning to say that we have used or enforce the conventional structure of coding, the good programming practice. Yeah? Now move along to the escape sequence. The combination of a backslash and a specific characters are called escape sequences. Escape sequences change the meaning of the character that follows it. Those escape sequences must be within quotation mark double quotes. Table to illustrate some escape characters or sequences. Backslash A, audio bell. I've never used audio bell. How about if you try? Control A, include IO stream. I've never used that one anyway. Using namespace standard integer main. Open that. See out. Enter a number. Slash A. See in num, which is an integer. So perhaps we want to display see out num. Again, what are the characters that we can see? Oh, that's about it. The rest are all fine. Never mind. Just that. Audio. There you go. Can you hear?
Yes.
Yes.
Just that. Just that. So backslash B is for backspace. What is backspace? What is backspace?
Delete.
To delete, isn't it?
Yes.
Now let's try to delete. See out. Hold on. Yeah. See out. Must be in double quote. Slash B for backspace. Let's try to run. Number 8. Hey, still display 8. Now what's the purpose? Ah. That's it. See in num, see out num, and we put backspace. What happens? Number 8. Hey, still displays. What is that? Num, backspace, num. $59. backspace, it becomes 5. Still 559 as well. Well, honestly, I've never used that backspace anyway, and I've never used this audio. Not even form fit, but this is what we are going to concern about, and sometimes we may need to use this as well. Carriage return and new line. In Windows, what is new line? New line is to move to the new line. Carriage return will return the cursor to the very first character. Yeah, return the cursor to the very first character up to the very end. So if you do not want to have \n/l, you can also do E and D L, end of the line. It will still perform that as well. It will move to the next line. Right? Sometimes we may also need to use \t, which is to perform the horizontal tab. Ever heard of the tab, or have you used the tab? Notice what happens if I were to press tab. That what happens. That what happens. Again. Again. Yeah? That is a tab. So, when you want to use tab, take for example, we change that to P /n and compile. 59. Tab. Only, right? 59. Then next line, 59 again. Notice? Yeah, class?
Notice sir.
Yes.
Now, formatting numeric output statement. It is important that the numerical results are presented attractively and formatted correctly. In C++, there are a number of stream manipulators that can be used to commonly for that purpose, as illustrated in the table. Set width is to set the width of your output. Set precision, we have covered about set precision, haven't we? And fix have also been covered as well, isn't it? Show point has not been covered. Yeah? And didn't I tell you that we have to use IO manip? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. How are they used? Let's have a look. Set width equal 8. Yeah, set width equal 8. We write 15. End of the line. So the width is 8. If you notice, from 1 to 8. And we put 15. So 15 will come to the end of that text. 256 underneath here will fill in just like that. Set precision equal to, meaning to say we want to have 2 decimal places. 88.5 will be displayed as 88.50. Yeah, 88.50 because we specify the width to be 8. Now we've covered about 5. Yeah, and we put 88.5. 88.5 is equivalent to 88.50. We want the numbers to display in 2 decimal places. Set iOS flags fixed set precision equal to 26.583. So it will only display 56.58 because set precision is set to 2 decimal places. Hence, that's what you get. But if the value is 585, now the values will become 56.59, isn't it? Yeah? Yeah?
Not understand, sir.
Any question?
No, sir.
No?
Sir. Sir.
Yeah.
Set width tu dia apa? Baris Kau apa?
Set width is to set the width of the output. Set the width of the output, meaning to say, here, we have 8 characters to be placed in the output. But if the value is bigger than the 8 values, then there'll be a problem.
Dia kena ada library yang include Iomanic tu.
Yes, you have to include Iomanic in order to use this. Integer num. No, let's say double. Num equal cout fix set position equal to cout num. Include, hold on. How many? No, hold on. We forgot to put. It still displays nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would display okay. If you want to 5, it doesn't round up. It will only display only 1, 2.
Iomanic tu kena letak .h tak?
Come again?
Iomanic tu .h tak?
It doesn't matter. Depending on the compiler. In this particular dev CPP, you don't have to put .h. Because if it's not available, for example, .h, if we put .h, yeah, and if it's not available, it will complain. Compile. There you go. Notice. iomanip.h, no such file or directory. So you simply have to put iomanip. And only will compile. And the reason why I'm stuck here is because I want to see how well the values or the numbers will display depending on the values that we enter. Control C, Control V. Run. It still displays. Right. Even without that, it will still display. So despite specifying the set width to be 8, the program will still display correctly without. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's more than 8, isn't it? So in this case, of course, set width. Personally, I find that we hardly use set width, but it will only work if, for example, let's try something like this. See out the answer. Remove that. 6. Put the exclamation mark so you can tell the difference. Even then, it will only say, or perhaps, let's try to put it here instead. Comment. There you go. Can you see? Can you see the difference? Hey class,
Yes, sir.
what's the difference?
Tak nampak.
Tempat kosong dekat tu.
Yes, the leading space.
Oh,
The leading space.
okay.
Without the set width. Yeah, without the set width. Let me try Control X to remove and compile. That's what you get. But if you have that, that's what you get. We have a leading space in between. Okay?
Kalau letak yang dekat
Okay.
set width tu letak 10 lagi besar jarak dah.
There you go.
Oh,
That's for 38. Now, what's the purpose of this?
bagi senang faham.
If you want to format your answers later, if you want to format your text later, you already reserve the space for any numbers that the user may enter. So the text will remain nice, isn't it? Suppose that you implement this. Now you implement this. Now the following text will change. Suppose that you do not want to change the following text, and you put it like this. Any numbers that it will yield will still be within the stipulated space. Correct? Meaning to say we have reserved certain spaces for the results. Understand? No? Now,
Result apa sir?
depending on the calculation that you are working on, no, it's like this. Suppose that we want the output is to contain plenty of text that people can print. All right. Now, if you have a long text for people can print, and you did not specify the length, you're using this one. Okay. Notice the subsequent text will continue a long way here. When you print, chances are your text will not be visible on the printed paper, because the text may extend beyond the writing margin. So, if you specify that your answers will only remain within this particular number of characters, and you format your text to fully utilize the margin, regardless of your results, it will still fall within the stipulated allocated space. And when the user prints it, it will still remain within the margin and will be able to be printed on paper. Understand? Now, if you are familiar with Microsoft Word, you will understand that when you reach to the end of the line, it will automatically move the cursor to the next line, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
That term is called word wrapping. Yeah, it will wrap the word to the next line. All right. Now, C++ was invented way before Microsoft Word was introduced. Understand? This is old school. When we talk about old school, there is no such thing as word wrapping. Okay. When there is no such thing as word wrapping, so they have to control everything so that everything will be printed properly. Correct?
Correct.
So as much as you think that this is no longer applicable for the recent technology, but imagine this has been introduced a long time ago. So they will remain here for you to learn. So back in those days, that's how computer work. There is no text wrapping. If you want to print, you have to make sure that everything or all your text will be within the margin. Understand? Okay? Yes or no? So, in short, what does set width do? Basically, we reserve some space for the text to enter, isn't it? We simply reserve some space for the text to enter. That's it. Yeah? Question?
No.
No, sir.
No question?
Fixed tu macam mana?
Come again?
Fixed dekat line 7.
Dekat line 7.
Hmm.
Fixed. Meaning to say it is fixed. It is fixed at that particular width. Now here, notice we have set iOS flex, iOS fix. This is the shorter way of doing it. Yeah? This is the shorter way of doing it. Just fix, that's it. Understand?
So what does fix do?
Fix. What is fixed?
Yeah.
Dia tak gerak, dia situ.
That's what it does. It will fix the location.
Oh, you mean fix? Oh, I thought it's fix.
Ah.
Betul kan? Or I thought yang fix tu.
Not betulkan, not
Yang
betulkan.
fix yang stay. Okay.
Any other question?
Yeah, just one more. Can you go back like the other slide?
Which slide?
The one before this. Yeah, this one. Yeah, no, just before you end the class. Yeah. No, yeah, this one. Look at the line where the fix and set position to 26.583, and then dekat bawah tu dia tulis 56.58. I mean, where does 56 came from? Like the 56.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other question?
So, line comment sit out tu apa?
Come again?
Kan ada block comment dengan line comment kan?
Uh-huh.
Kan atas sebelum tak apa? Set W yang tadi ada dekat compiler, kan ada atas ada line comment. Line comment sit out.
Where? Where?
Kat dalam compiler.
Dekat dev C++ ke?
Dekat C++.
Alright. Yeah.
Tu. Line comment sit out. Line
Ah.
6. Function dia apa?
Now, what does a comment do? Comment is basically, initially we put a comment up there. No, initially the line was alright. But since we have copied that and put it here, so this line is no longer in use, isn't it? This line is no longer in use, isn't it?
Yes.
So, of course, I can remove that. I can remove the line. But if I do not want to remove, I can simply comment it out. So this line will not be interpreted by the compiler. It doesn't matter. Similarly, I can also put like that. It won't be interpreted by the compiler. Understand? So when you see a comment line like this, you have to imagine that this line is not even there. Yeah? The line is not in there. Imagine that it's gone. It's not there. Compiler doesn't see the line.
Maksudnya 6 dengan 7 ni line yang sama, benda yang sama.
Come again?
Maksudnya 6 dengan 7 ni line yang sama ke? Maksudnya benda yang sama juga.
There is no line number 6, only line number 7. Or perhaps there is no line number 6, line number 7 is actually line number 6. Either way. Yeah, the same thing. So line number 6 is not interpreted by the compiler. It doesn't count. That's why it's called a comment. What is a comment? Whatever that you put in there. So the purpose of having a comment so that it will facilitate those who want to read your code. So here, up here, we put closing line, name, B class 1 to 6 of code. csc 1 to 6. So there is a comment, but the compiler that does not care. Compiler does not care about this. It only cares about these lines and these lines, not on the comment line. So we understand if you were to submit this, we understand that this side, all right, this is written by Suhardi for code csc 1 to 6. And these are the lines that will be interpreted by the compiler. Any comment is just a normal comment so that someone who read this can understand the code better. Oh yeah? Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Any other question? No. No?
No, sir.
No question? We'll try to work on question number 2. Is that all right? Write a C++ program to calculate and display. Have you done this?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So write a C++ program to calculate and display coordinates of the midpoint of a line connecting the 2 points whose coordinates are entered by user x1, y1, x2, y2. Use the fact that the coordinates of a midpoint between 2 points having coordinate x1, y1 and x2, y2 are x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1, y2 divided by 2. So x1, y1, yeah? Sample results. The x coordinate, the midpoint coordinate for x is that value. The midpoint coordinate for y is whatever value. Now, understand? Understand the question?
No.
No.
Is that
Remember the
y
coordinate? Eh?
mx plus c? Is that like the y mx plus c straight line? Because-
Yes.
Okay.
So we have one point is here, for example, and another point is there. One. Okay, there you go. Approximation. This is point A. Point B. What is the coordinate of point A?
1, 1.
What is the coordinate of point A?
1.
1,
One.
1. There you go. Coordinate for point B?
2, 2.
Oh,
Is it 2, 2?
6, 4.
6,
4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. 6, 4. What is the midpoint coordinate?
Y divide by y1 divide by y2 x1 divide x2.
Are you sure?
Terbalik. Terbalik.
2. 2.
X. Oh, tambah dua, lepas tu bagi 2.
2.
Tambah x tu.
Ha. 6 plus 1 divided by 2 is 3.5. 4 plus 1 divided by 2 is 2.5. So, the midpoint for x is x and y, isn't it? The x coordinate, the midpoint coordinate for x is 3.5. The midpoint coordinate for y is 2.5. So, should be 3.5, 1, 2, 3.5 somewhere here. And 2.5 somewhere here. Now should be somewhere around here, isn't it? That is the midpoint. There you go. Because apparently from A to B is a straight line. A to B is a straight line. Although, of course, this is my writing, not a proper graph. That's why it may look like this. But if you were to ask the computer to calculate that, of course, the line is a lot better. Yeah, it's more precise. This is my drawing. Drawing, of course. You cannot expect my drawing to be good, isn't it? Otherwise, I'll be an artist. So that's what we are going to calculate. Try to come out with the answer for this within 10 minutes. Is that right? So basically, user need to enter coordinate for A. Yeah, user enters coordinate for A and B. Enter X and Y, and it will display that as a result. Okay?
Sir,
Yeah.
boleh guna mana-mana. Double dengan float mana-mana boleh guna.
Yes, you can.
Sama.
Yes. No, tak sama. So we've covered about it last week. Float is 16 bit. Double is 32 bit. Yeah, the difference is the values that double can cater, that float can cater. When you have 16 bit, this will be covered in the next semester, by the way. But generally, when you have 16 bit, you have 2 to the power of 0 up to 2 to the power of 15. So 2 to the power of 1, that's it, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 1 to 8, 2, 5, 6, 5, 1, 2, all the way down until to the power of 15, and you add these values together. That is the maximum number that that float can accommodate. Okay. So you can use any one of those, no problem. But when you say they are the same, then they are not. Why are they not the same? The number that they can cater varies. One can only accommodate up to 16 bit and the other can accommodate up to 32 bit. Okay?
Oh, kira double bet elok lagi.
Double is better if you need more precise number. But the drawback is that if you are not utilizing the whole thing, then you are wasting your space. Correct.
Correct.
It's just that. It's just that. But you can use anyone, no problem. Generally, when we're working on something like this, it's only for a small program, then doesn't really matter, whichever that you choose. But I'm just trying to tell you, if you were to work on a big project, then it may make some really big difference. Yeah? At this point, you can use anyone, no problem. Any other question? Now, there you go.
Boleh nampak ke?
Yes. Why is that? It's 10.5, eh? Why is it 10.5? It said 10.50. Oh, okay. Zamani, before you put midpoint X, you put fixed and set precision first. Then only you put midpoint X. And the same thing for Y, midpoint Y. There you go, try to run. Better?
Yeah.
Okay, class, any question? Hey class, any question?
No, sir.
No? This is just fine. This is really good. Right, thank you.
Variable.
Right, number one, hold on. Number one, integer main, char name 20. That is fine. Notice that is a line. When it is a statement, you have to terminate that with what? Huh? Daniel?
Yeah.
That line number 4 is a statement. If it is a statement, we have to terminate that with Mana, hang faham ke tak?
Tak.
Nanti ada agak ah. Line number 4 is a statement.
Yes.
When it is a statement, hang kena terminate, hang kena tutup line tu dengan apa?
Oh.
Apa dia?
Ni kan komon.
Semicolon nama dia.
Semicolon.
Ya. Okay. Now, if you look at the question, please enter birthday. Day, month, year. Notice dia tulis 12, 1989. Correct?
Yes.
12 tu number apa tu? Jenis apa tu? Data type dia.
Integer.
Integer apa tu? Pasal apa tulis float?
Silap.
Silap ah?
Okay.
Dah ubah ke? Sebab dia sangkut.
Dah ubah dah.
Okay, dah ubah dah tau. Tak kisah. Sebab dia tersangkut gambar tu. Tapi tak apa lagi.
Tak
Birthday. Ya, birthday. Bila
Ya.
cakap birthday, kalau tengok ni, if you look at the question, it has day, month, year. Notice ada 3 variable dekat situ. Day, month dengan year. Dia bukan birthday.
Tulis DD dua.
Boleh juga nak tulis DD ataupun nak tulis D saja, M saja, Y saja pun tak kisah.
Okay, it's not correct.
Birthday tak payah, jadi D, M, Y, Lepas tu current year tak kisahlah. Current year boleh biar current year.
Is it right?
Apa dia?
It is not right.
Ha, tu betul dah ha. Integer, day, month, year, current year. Lepas tu line number 7. Enter your name. Fine. Line number 8. See in name. Walaupun dekat atas tu name tu kita letak square bracket, dekat dalam see in kita tak payah letak square bracket. Kita letak name sahaja. Ya?
Ya.
Line number 10. Enter your birthday. Tengok ni ada tulis DD, MM, YY. Y kena ada 4. Pasal kita nak buat calculation. Betul tak?
Betul.
Tulis YY. So, the purpose of that is for good coding practice as we covered earlier. YY. Bukan YY saja kat situ. Line number 10. Line number 10. Dah ubah dah?
Line.
Ha?
Kamu nak nombor 10 lah.
Line number 10, YY tu jadikan 4. YY.
Oh.
Line number 8, hang tak padam lagi. Bracket 20 tu. Patutnya kena tinggal name sahaja. Name, semicolon. Ubah lagi? Ubah dah? Okay. Now, kita pergi dekat line nombor 11 pula Kelas. Oh, kelas. Kelas.
Yes.
You can still help out.
Yes, sir.
You can still help out. So, it's not
Yes,
only
sir.
me trying to help him. So, everyone can participate.
Alright.
Okay. Now, line number 11. Line number 11, notice integer kita ada DM dengan Y dah. Okay, betul dah DMY tapi kita tak boleh buat koma. Kita kena buat the arrow sign tu. Lepas D, arrow tu. Greater than tu. Kena buat macam tu, tak boleh letak koma.
Ya.
Tak nampak? Hang kena ubah mouse hang. Bukan dia. Dia macam lepas si in tu.
Oh,
Nak panah tu.
Nah. Kena buat anak panah.
ni ke
Tu hapus sin kat mana pula dah? Nampak si in dekat mana? Lagi satu lah. Mana boleh satu tu je.
dua.
Sana pun sebelum Y. Okay. Yang ini, what it does is that it allows you to enter 3 values into 3 separate variables. Okay, enter current year. Okay, enter. Right. So, hi, name, you are. Tak boleh kata birthday terus saja. Kena buat calculation. Instead of birthday, hang tulis current year tolak Y.
Apa?
Birthday tu padam. Tulis current year tolak Y. Dah tulis
Dah.
Okey. Apa kata padam luar belakang tutup dengan semicolon. Padam luar belakang tu tutup semicolon. Dah, try compile tengok boleh ke tak?
Boleh?
Boleh? Try run tengok boleh ke tak?
Boleh? Boleh sir.
Tulis hello. Macam nak boleh lah. Ingat boleh run ni boleh terus semua. Kan tadi kita kata tadi ada error lagi juga.
Kerja bola.
Tak kisah tulis sama tak apa. Current year?
Dah.
Hai, current year 2021 lah.
Hai, tadi dah sama.
Lambat dia tulis kat situ. Run lagi sekali.
Dah sir.
Tengok you are 22 dah kan? Betul tak calculation dia?
Betul.
So belakang tu boleh tambah lah kan? Betul tak? Kelas. Ubah sikit. Bagi orang nampak kod sat. Move your program aside. So that people can see your code.
Okay.
Tak ubah pun?
Okay.
Okay kelas.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anything that we can improve this?
Hi, teacher.
Is there anything that we can improve this?
Next year punya old.
Come again?
Next year old.
Okay, next year. How do you do that? So current year minus y plus 1 lah. Dan Evahan.
Yes.
Kalau kata nak tengok next year dia, current year tolak Y tambah 1 lah kan?
Ya.
Okay, tu reti ya. Cumanya I would think that instead of using cin name, I would strongly advise you to use cin.getLine. Betul tak? Kenapa guna cin.getLine? Ha? Why use cin.getLine? So untuk nama Muhammad space Daniel space Farhan, dia boleh guna tu sebagai nama juga. Kalau you letak nama you Muhammad space Daniel, Muhammad saja yang akan masuk ke name tu. Senang je nak pakai. Padam anak panah dekat cin line nombor 8 tu, ganti cin.getLine. Cin dah ada kan? .getLine.
Tulis getLine je.
Titik getLine.
Titik getLine.
Oh, dia kata .getLine tu. Dah tulis dah?
Ya.
Lepas tu buat bracket. Letak name dekat dalam bracket. Tak nampak. Dia sangkut. So kalau kata dah letak name dekat dalam bracket, sebelah name tu letak koma, next tu kita kena letak size dia. Size dia kalau contoh kat sini 20, kita tulis kat situ 20 juga. So dalam bracket tu ada name, koma, 20.
Name, koma.
Saya tak tahu pasal sangkut. Tak tahu kelas yang lain sangkut tak?
Sangkut.
Sangkut kat kan? So you sendiri ya?
Dah.
Dah. Try compile tengok boleh ke tak?
Tak boleh.
Tak boleh pasal apa pula?
Yang line tu.
Letak Peter main mana pula? Orang kata letak name dekat dalam tu. Letak Peter main mana?
Dah.
Ni tak apa. Ni minggu ketiga saya tak denda lagi. Ya, you should be careful. Saya ni saya boleh denda. Okay, name. Koma 20. Dalam kurungan juga. 20 tu pun dalam kurungan juga. 20 tu pun dalam kurungan. Dah. Duduk sekali lah dengan name. Ni jangan.
Tu.
Faham tak?
Name,
koma, 20
name,
dalam kurungan tu.
Tulis.
Dah tulis dah?
Name, koma, 20.
Mana? Hak tu getLine name. Dalam kurungan, koma, kurungan asing pula. So,
getLine, koma.
Okay, dengar saya tulis. Saya cakap, cin.getLine.
Ya.
Dalam kurungan. Buka kurungan lah kan? Dalam kurungan tu ada name, koma, 20.
Ya.
Baru tutup kurungan.
Oh, name, 20.
Lepas tutup kurungan tu, semicolon dia terus tak ada dah.
Semicolon tak payah?
Tak. Lepas tutup kurungan tu, terus semicolon. Tak ada hak lain-lain dah hak itu, belakang dia tu. Faham? Tapi tak keluar lagi. Dah, dia tersangkut. Bila compile jadi apa? Boleh run dah. Kalau kata hang tulis nama hang kat situ, Janji bawah 20 karakter, dia bolehlah terima dah walaupun ada space.
Okay. Ni nak buah.
Apa dia?
Tak pernah buah ni.
Guna mau kat mana? Saya tak tahu. Pasal law ni saya
Ran,
tak
ran,
nampak.
Yang lepas ran tu.
Lepas ran tak kisah. Nak try buh boleh. Ahmad Albab boleh. Sungguh. Ahmad space Albab. Sama jugalah konsep dia dengan nama hang. Betul tak?
Betul, betul.
Janji ada space.
Ya.
Baru nampak. Boleh, boleh.
Kan?
Tak keluar. Bersangkut dah.
Tentu.
Hang duduk di mana ni?
Yang tunggal.
Apa dia?
Yang tunggal.
Penang Tunggal Kedah ke Penang?
Kedah.
Oh, Kedah. Taman apa?
Taman Seraya.
Oh, Taman Seraya kat depan tu. Saya duduk lalu kat situ kalau nak pergi.
Oh.
Tak apa.
Lain sini tu sikit.
Tak apa. Faham. Tapi kelas, saya tunjuk yang saya buat. Ada saya buat. Saya try tengok. Boleh stop. Tak apa, boleh stop sharing. Thank you. Kelas, ada soalan ke tak? Age. Let me show you my code. Okay, char name 50, integer day, month, year, current year. Enter your name, will you see in the get line name 50. Because I set to 50, I put in 50. Enter your birthday, day, month and year, that's what we get. Enter the current year. So I simply perform CY, current year minus year. And next year you will be current year minus year plus 1. Or otherwise, you boleh juga, or you can also introduce another variable called age. CY, age equal CY minus Y. So here you can simply put as age. And dekat sini you boleh buat apa? Kalau kata you buat macam tu. Nampak saya buat apa ni? Age current year minus year. So age kita boleh specify dekat sini kan? Ada orang ke ni?
Ada sir.
So kalau kata kita nak guna konsep yang kita baru belajar tadi, kita letak apa kat sini?
Each plus one.
Age tambah 1.
Age plus.
plus.
Oh,
Okay. Try compile. Tak bagi. Siapa? A is not age. La ilaha illallah. Age plus plus. Name Ahmad Albab. Dia boleh terima. So 12/12/1989. Current year is 2021. And you are 33 years old. Next year you will be, you are 33? Siapa ditolak? Siapa tolak ah? I don't understand. Why? Oh, you cannot put H++. Why? Because if you were to put h plus plus, you assign h equal h plus 1. So instead you have to put h plus 1 as well. There you go. My bad. Yeah, my bad. Unless here, after you put h, you put something else, you h plus plus first, then also you put h as well. That will work. But generally, why even bother? So personally, if it is something simple like this, it's fine. If you simply just put like this, at least you do not have to introduce another variable, and basically you will minimize your space. Ada soalan? Can I give you homework?
Can.
Ya? Apa homework dia?
Can.
Huh? What is the homework? The homework is... Alah, you know the homework. Question number 4 lah.
Okay.
Kan?
Okay.
So, for question number 4, nanti Sat, tunggu Sat. Okay, I'll show you question number 4, but before we do that, I am going to hide this from your view so that you cannot see my code. Then you can work on your own. Let me open that. There you go. Is it nice? Program for currency converter. Let me bring it down a bit. There you go. 100.50. How much is it in US dollar? There you go. So 100 ringgit and 50 cents is equivalent to 31.16 US dollar, 39.19 Brunei dollar, 374,892.12 rupiah, and 242.21 Hong Kong dollar. So basically, you have the square, you request for user to input, and you display the results. Any question?
No, sir.
No.
No.
So before we end the class, before we end the session, have you signed for the class attendance?
Yes.